You could tell I'm an auntie because soon as it's time to go live, I be fiddling around, not knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. What's up, y'all? Good evening. Thank you so much for Thank you so much for hopping into Ladies' Night tonight. Thank you so much for wherever you have hopped on, wherever you have joined us, whether you in our safe space session that we have every week on Zoom, or whether you live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I don't know where, TikTok, wherever it is. Shout out to you because you decided that tonight you was gonna tap in to see about yourself. Because again, I say every week, we not here for me. You're not here for me. I don't. I listen. I didn't invite y'all to a gathering at my house. I invited you to do the same thing that I do every week, which is see about my own soul salvation. I've come to find out that in my life that there's nothing that I can do without God. And I'm real salty, y'all. I'm just salty because it took me such a long time in my life to kind of come to that conclusion. But now that I'm here, baby, can't nobody get me to move. Can't nobody get me to shake, move, rattle, roll, none of that. Me and the Lord, me and Jesus, we really tapped in 10 toes down, baby, ten toes down. We outside, we doing the thing. So I'm just so very, 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 very grateful for God's love, for giving me the time and the space to get my life in a place to where now I could really not only see and love him for who he really is, but God is revealing to me who I really am. Like, yeah, that's just like that's kind of one of the I'm in one of the best seasons of my life right now, if I could share that. This is my testimony. When you're coming to hear the Bible study, I'm learning the word of God as it applies to my life. I'm responding every week to how that looked for me. So when you come in here and you tapped in, you tuning into my testimony. I'm not anybody's preacher, teacher, or anything of that nature. What I'm doing is I'm just really sharing my testimony as one fellow believer to another, how God moved in my life that week and what it looked like that week. But in this season in my life, I can testify that this is probably one of the best seasons that I've ever been in. And the reason why I say that is because God is clearly outlining who I am. And baby, I can't unsee it. And so I'm just so grateful that in deciding to surrender my life to Christ, which is a journey, I want to say that, of surrendering my life to Christ. I'm finding out where my purpose is and what my purpose is in life, who God called me to be. And as many of you who know, baby, that's mothering, a parent. I am a mama. And I feel like God has really put a purpose in me. Not, and I don't mean that to specific to my child. If anybody know me very closely, you know Aunt Deb love the kids. So like anything that is kid related or anything that got to do with the babies, Aunt Deb trying to like what the kids want, because I don't care about the kid, the grown ups. We listen, Aunt Deb love the kids. So as somebody who God can use, not specifically to just reach children, but to connect with mothers who are connecting with their kids, just in the manner of how my life experiences allow me to communicate myself. I feel like God is outlining my purpose as somebody who can really help his kingdom by reaching a specific targeted group of moms who are trying to see their babies into this life with Christ. But in order for us to do that, we must first be surrendered ourselves to give God full control over the life that He gave us. This ain't y'all. This ain't even our life. God gave it to us. Like the audacity of me. Once I began to give my life to Christ and realized I was trying to do things that wasn't even in my lane to do. God, like you out here living your best life, but that life ain't even yours, big dog. I gave you that. So so thank God for Jesus. Thank God for a heart that has changed. Thank God for a mind that wants to walk in my full purpose, and just to just give God everything that I have so that I can be everything that He created me to be. And I come to realize that in this season of my life, as I'm saying yes to God more, He's revealing to me who I really am. And that looks so much just like being a God mom, like just being a mom who is led first by God's guidance, and in a way that I can help disciple my son to Christ. And I don't feel that as just discipling my son to Christ, because my son is very outgoing, just like me. So my prayer is that as I continue to pour good into my child, he continues to reach other kids in a manner of which maybe I couldn't even reach them. Sometimes a kid won't listen to an adult, but they will listen to another kid. So I feel very encouraged to not just help my son, my children, my daughter, my sons. I want to help everybody's kids I can. And I do that by also wanting to help you. So, sis, shout out to you for coming to Bible study tonight and hopping on and getting in here. Thank you so much for choosing you. And if you on the same type of time I'm on, you trying to do what I'm trying to do, and that's get better. So I want to get better in all ways that God can help me to get better. Everything that's mine that the Lord have, I'm in a season and let me get that. Let me get that. Lord, you can make me a better mother. Let me get that. You can make me a better wife. Lord, let me get that. Better friend. Let me get that. You can make me a better steward with my money. Lord, let me get that. And the way that I get what's mine is by stepping into who God called me to be. God didn't, I made a whole lot of life decisions that got me to the place that I'm at, right? Or the place that I once was in life. But God repurposes things, because everything that I've been through, God is using it for my good, because I can see some of the decisions of my past not holding up the choices of my future. Like, thank you, God, for taking the time to just walk with me and guide me as I identify now who I'm called to be, by continuing to say yes to you, continuing to put myself before you, because I can't be better in nothing else unless I'm better with me. I want to be a better mom, but I got to be a better dad, because everything of who I am show up in my parenting. So I thank God that the bad choices that I made in my past is not affecting things in my parenting in a way where God cannot help me and heal me and make me instill into be the best version of myself that I can be. Whereas that's being a mother, being a wife, being a sister, being a friend, being a co-worker. So just thank God for Jesus. Thank God for my life. And I just thank God for y'all for coming on here. I'm so glad that we are choosing to continue to see about ourselves. Tonight we are talking about a topic, as you might have guessed, because I always come in talking and can't settle down. Tonight we are talking about God, being a God mom, parenting with God first. Like I did, listen, I didn't sit around and come up with a creative idea. When it came to trying to find like a niche or a nick or a knack to present myself socially or on the internet or try to gain followers. Like God presented this to me about a year or so ago, where He revealed to me that this is how I want to use you, because I have a really good relationship with my kids. I'm a mother of four. For anybody who don't know, I have three bonus children that are all older teenagers. And God blessed me 8 years ago to be able to carry and love a child of my own in a time where I didn't think that I was even able to have children. And God sent this little blessing into my life. And I think that I did. I had become a mother long before I had become a godmom. Before I had become a natural mother, I was already a mother. I got nieces and nephews who would say, man, I got so many nieces and nephews, and we almost like we grew up together. So I was like the cool, the fun aunt. So I was always young enough to do stuff with the nieces and nephews, but I still had a little bit of authority that they couldn't break no rules with me. So I was practicing parenting before I became a parent. So it was always a situation where I loved kids. I always grew up around kids. I worked in the youth ministry at my church for years prior to doing anything else. My heart, I think, is all. I think at heart, I'm probably a 10-year-old girl. I'm so playful, fun, whimsical. Like I'm artsy. I love arts and crafts. Like I love everything that just reminds me of childhood. I had a very safe and beautiful childhood. So I think I'm just a kid at heart, and I think that God uses that for me to connect in my parenting with my son. And I don't think that it's a gift or a talent. I just think it's because God gives me what to say and how to say and how to talk to him. I talk to my son just in the same way that I think I might talk to other people. Like I know how to be a solid mother, but I explain things to him as if the 10-year-old me would want to know. And so God gave me the ability to talk to him in a very open way. And about a year, and I always been like that since he was born. But about a year ago, a couple years ago, after I gave my life to God, God started to show how He could use this for me, where it concerns my spiritual life and his spiritual life. So I talked to my son about God, just like I'm talking to y'all right now. Like, we have a very good and great open conversation. We apply God to absolutely every area of our life. I want to make his relationship with God as natural as possible. But I learned that in order for me to do that for my children, my relationship with God had to be authentic. It had to be natural. I couldn't come to God pretending to be something I was. I couldn't come to God trying to act like I knew more of the Bible than I knew. I grew up in the church, but when I started my journey with Christ a couple of years ago, for what I feel like is the most realest time I ever journeyed with Him, I was real honest about where I was and where I wasn't. And I didn't, I had to ask God's help to get through that process of my spiritual walk, because you start to be in that comparison game when you first get to walking with Jesus, and things will start to try to shake you up. I knew that I had to get salvation right because I had to present it to all my children, and I had to also present it to my husband, because we were not like physically going to church together. I would go to church, but his spiritual journey at that point was separate than mine. And so, I had to find a way to where I could make a relationship with Jesus relatable in every way, almost like as if nobody even knew who Jesus was. So I had to learn things so that I can be able to share them. So I thank God that in order for me to really fully step out into when He showed me that like parenting, motherhood is my purpose, in order for me to really step out so I can be there and help my son, he held me under the light and say, big dog, you got to get this right yourself. You got to be authentic. Don't come to me playing. Don't come to me trying to pretend something you ain't. Like, we gonna walk for real, because I want my son and my daughter and my older children, I want y'all's kids to think of it as just a natural thing to call on Jesus when you're in trouble. Like, I want my son to think of it as a natural thing, like something going wrong, let me call on my help. Just like you would call mom and dad. I want you to call on the Lord like that. Call him first, because he already there. I can't get to you as quick as he can. So I need my baby to get that. I need my daughter to get that. I need my sons to get that. So I have to get that. So I work on me a little bit every week. Because, and I ain't gonna say every week, every day, y'all. It's an everyday journey with Christ. It's an everyday journey with Christ. I work on it. I work on my walk in Christ every single day. Um, I go to church on Sundays a couple times, but that's not all I do. I come here and testify. I post my videos on TikTok, YouTube, because it makes me feel fulfilled that I'm sharing what God is putting in me. It makes my son feel like he's fulfilled because he's doing work as well. Like listen, y'all, me and my baby, we do a lot of videos on the internet, but y'all just only catch a glimpse of us in real life. I When I say that I am authentic in my life now. I am really whoever you see me in on that camera is exactly who I am behind the camera. I don't sugarcoat, I don't play. Me and my son, we have those talks every single day, about everything in any way, in any practical way, where I can find time to plug God into my son's everyday thinking. That's what I do, because I want you to know. My son lost his phone the other day, and this is the first time he lost his phone. He been doing pretty good. Accidentally left his phone on the bus. And he caught the bus to a friend's house. He didn't catch the bus home. He caught the bus home from school to a friend's house, and he lost his phone. And it was only because these kids, they got to play Roblox with each other every day. So his friend tried to call him, so she can get on the game with him in Roblox, and the bus driver answered the phone and said, "Hey, who phone is this?" So they don't found out that the phone is lost. They got a whole scheme. They done called y'all. They done called the bus driver to ask the bus driver to bring the phone back, and to bring the phone back so you don't do all this trouble. And what I loved is that where my son was, he was at his friend's house. His friend um encouraged him to reach out to call his mom. So his friend got my number from his mom. And he said, call your mom to see what your mom can do. And when I ended up talking to my son about the phone later, because we ended up finding the phone, the bus driver, they scheme worked. The bus driver brought the phone back. I was asking him a few questions. I said, "Well, I know you was kind of upset about the phone, but why didn't you think to call me right away?" And one of the things he said was that, like, Mom, I knew you might be upset because that phone cost a lot of money, but I did pray about it, and that's when we figured out what to do. And I'm like, okay, it's coming along. Because but I also did have to parent in that moment. I said, "Bud, well, I don't ever want you to think that anything you do is too big for you to talk to mom." So I had to have a talk. But the things are sticking, and for me, it was a really big. It was that validated me this week in an area where I have to work on, and an area where I feel like, oh, thank God I'm succeeding. Because I don't want you to be afraid to call me because you think I'm gonna be upset. But oh, thank you, God, for putting it on my baby heart to pray, to calm his spirit because he wasn't at home. I didn't want him to be all riled up, upset, crying, going through it. And it still resonated with him to, okay, I got some help out here still. And I feel very strongly about God's mission for me to continue to help our kids find the avenue that they need, because we cannot be everywhere. We cannot hear everything. There's just some stuff that they're not going to talk to us about. No matter what we do, our kids we're growing them into adulthood. They're gonna be adults a lot longer than their kids. And when I think about that, I think about this is a very kind of important and precious time with our kids that we got here. And because when they're little, and where God is putting, because I'm putting certain things into my son at this age, because God is telling me when he gets to be 13, it might be a little easier if this is already nipped in the bud. So I just thank God that at the time that I have right now, that I feel like is precious with my son, God has given me to double down on this ministry that he gave me called God Mom, and showing me that, like, the goal is to make sure that we make God just the everyday practical solution for our kid, and they go to. I want Jesus to be your go-to. Go to Jesus. Come to me. Still call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta listen. We're gonna take care of that spiritual and that natural. Still call me. But I want you to be not ashamed, not fearful or anything, because the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. We are crazy if we think that the enemy wait to adulthood to get after our babies. He don't. But we, as moms, can be more diligent about how we are preparing our kids for the attacks of the enemy. And that start with us. Being a God mom, it starts with you putting yourself and your decisions before the Lord. Like, I can't be a mother God first if I'm still trying to drive the car. So when I say that, when I talk about being a godmom, I'm really, really talking about initially the start with you, because you the mama. You the mama, you God didn't provide. God could have given that little soul, those little souls to anybody else. Anybody else. We all got kids, but he was very specific for who he gave to whom. So that's something that is to be thought about when we are parenting. If God trusted you, trust God with the decisions that it's time to make. So we're talking about it tonight. God, mom, parenting with God first. Parenthood is beautiful, but it's also real life. Parenting is real life. It's really heavy. It's very stretching. Um, I have been stretched in some ways that I never knew that I could bend and break when it comes to being stretched and being just tested in areas of my life. I never been tested like I've been tested when it comes to parenting. As mamas, we naturally jump into like a fix it, protect it, handle it, make it happen mode. Like, listen, I feel like it's sometimes when I jump into mama mode, baby, I can move a refrigerator by myself with all the strength I feel like I could do to fix something and make it happen. But as mamas, we naturally jump to that mindset. We could do it. We could fix it. We can get it done. We can protect it. We can handle it. We can do bath time. We can make sure they read. We can. I go up to the school and see about what's going on. Like, and it's not that I feel. Let me put this disclaimer out here. I'm very happily married, and my husband is 129% supportive. He is a very involved dad. Sometimes, as a mama, I just be thinking about getting it done and just going. So a lot of times when I'm putting things on myself, and when I read this, I'm speaking about my journey. When I just go to fix it, do it, name it, claim it, go, it's because my mind say it got to get done. I'm not thinking about nobody else. I don't know if I think that's a characteristic from my natural life that I've just always been like I never wait for anybody to do anything for me. And so like as a mother, sometimes I find like I want to be, even whatever my husband do, like I want to be there for that too. Like my baby got basketball practice on Mondays, and my husband is the coach. The only reason I'm not at the basketball practice is because I got a mission to be here. Because I want to be at the basketball practices. I want to see, listen, I want to see if the coach putting my baby in the game when he's supposed to listen, and yeah, I'm married to the coach. I still got to watch what the coach doing because I'm a mama. It's just my natural instinct. I want to be there for my baby. I want to do everything. I want to be involved. My baby, he sometimes struggle with a situation where he's hospitalized due to his severe asthma. It's never even a question. I'm staying. And my husband don't bother me because he know I'm just gonna go and go. My husband is 100% supportive of my neurotic thinking. But we sometimes we get in that mindset as mamas. It's just that mother bear instinct that stick in. Like I listen, I know everybody around here love my baby, but I listen, the mama don't play. Like I'm real mother bearish when it comes to even doing things for my son, and I know that I'm not alone. And that mother instinct kick in. We feel like you said, we can move it. I can lift this car right now if I have to. But we can't operate in that mindset and be that go getter off our own strength alone. Like I'm coming to realize, like God didn't make me back up about when I gave my life to Christ and God put me in His purpose for God, mom. I was a neurotic parent before I got saved, y'all. I always been like I'm extra with everything I do. Like I'm like I said, that was come from my natural life. That didn't just come or last couple of years. I always been a very animated, very overprotective type of mother. Even with my stepchildren, I'm like that as well. But God allowed me to continue to give that type of love, but he started to let me realize like you can go further with me. You trying to do it all on your own and be super mom, super this, like, but we can't operate and be and live in a peaceful life and have the type of joy that we need to have. We can't operate and be that type of mama on our own strength alone. We end up drained. We end up overwhelmed. We end up questioning ourselves. We end up snappy, got an attitude, don't want to be bothered, like because we want to do everything and put ourselves through the ringer, but then we done drained up all our strength. We don't really got no strength and no energy for nothing else. But if we put God first in our parenting, I ain't saying nobody got to back off from being super mama, being mama bear, being hovering. That is a natural thing with your kids. Like I don't think nobody, and can't nobody, no mama that I know of would turn that off. Like we do not play about our babies, and that don't change with what age they get. Kids is only gonna be kids for a short amount of time, but the older they get, that don't change from us the way we kind of love on extra our babies. We a mama bear no matter how old them kids is. I see my mother, my grandmother. still love on her kids the way she do, calling them, seeing about them. And they older. This is my mother and grandmother. Like, she'll play about your kids. That the mother bear in you, that never stops. But I do find that with God leading us, it's so much better for us to operate on the strength, not just that we possess, but on what the Lord give us. Because if we're not gonna sit down, we might as well get the proper strength to be able to go forward, to be able to go first, to be everything that our kids need us to be. Putting God first in parenting doesn't mean that we are perfect parents. And when I say put God first and invite God into your parenting and live a God and parent God first, I'm not saying that this means you finna do everything perfect, okay? So I'm gonna be everything perfect, and no. This means that when it's time for you to make the decision, you invite in and say you invite in an opinion above your own. Yeah, when my son lost that phone, and he told me he lost the phone before he told me that he had prayed about it, because I didn't talk to him till later when the crisis was initially going on. And they ended up getting in contact with me, and the first thing they said was, okay, and if you check Jack's location, he lost his phone. My first instinct, like, man, he lost his phone. Like, I'm wrong. Listen, I already done got an attitude. I'm doing exactly what the boy said that I was gonna do. I said that this incident brought up an area where God showed me that something is working, but there's some work that I need to do on me. Because being a guy mom don't mean you come into the situation perfect. Baby, I still got some Debs isms in me. I still got some stuff going on. Because I was at work. I was getting out when they was texting me and stuff like that. And I'm trying to wind the day down. I got stuff going on, trying to get ready for the holiday. So I got other things going on. So the moment I hear that phone is lost, I heard, man, now I gotta figure out what's gonna happen with this phone. I gotta jump in. I gotta fix this. I gotta do this. So I did get frustrated initially when I found out that the phone was lost, but it ended up not even having to come to the fact that I talked to my son to be able to express my frustration. Thank you, Jesus, for shielding that. Because later on, when he told me, I didn't even want to tell you because I thought you was gonna be mad. He was right. And I could have hindered him in some way. But in that moment, after I got frustrated with the phone, I said, Lord, I I can't afford to get replace no phone right now, but I know this boy can't be without one. And so I just kind of prayed to myself. I asked God to I didn't ask God to calm me down. I'm gonna be honest. I just asked God to help me deal with what I was frustrated about. I invited God into the moment. And so God, I think, protected an outburst I would have had from going off on my son about that phone, because that would have hindered him in some way. So God be showing me just how helpful it is for me and the people who I affect, that I seek him first when I have situations in my little everyday moments. You not God is not expecting us to be perfect when we say, okay, I'm gonna put you first. He just expecting us to try to do it. When I gave my life to Christ, I said every day I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try every day to seek God's guidance. It's a journey with Christ, because some days you get there and some days you need extra work. But the beautiful thing about of the God that we serve is He give us room and space to be able to grow, even in our parenting. Y'all, I'm so grateful that God has protected my children from some of my bad decisions, because the mannerisms that I created for myself, I don't want that to pour onto my kids, because I need them to have I don't want my kids to have to heal from spaces I created in childhood that impacted them negatively. Can I protect them from every little thing? No, but I'm going to do everything that I can, that I don't put my kids in a place to where they got to heal before they can be an adult. I just need you prepared, because the enemy already starting. He already playing with us, and I need my kids to be the best prepared that they can be. And if that means me checking me, I do that, because I'm a mama bear. Remember, I do absolutely anything for my kids. That means every day I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna try to see what God say about something before I jump into what I say about something. So it's not about being perfect. You don't become a God mom by being perfect. It means we just partnered up. We got a partnership with God now. It means we're stop trying to raise these kids off vibes and survival mode alone. and we invite God into every portion of our motherhood. Because, sis, let's be real. P- Parenting will humble you very quick. 1 minute we feel like superwoman, like we doing it all, like we handling all the business that we can handle, and then man, the next minute we look like that James Brown mugshot meme, hair all crazy all over the place, because we doing so much. Like we feel like we can do everything, but we got work, we got home, we got kids, we got life, we got dinner, we got youth sports, we got our own social circles that we in. Like we, the next minute we think that 1 minute we think that we doing everything, we handle it, we got this. I'm a strong black woman. I say that so much in my head, in my strong black woman, y'all. I don't. My iron low. I don't. I know I ain't strong. If the Lord wasn't doing it with me, I can't even do it. But we get that feeling where we strong, we invincible, we can do it all. We can do it by ourselves. 1 minute we all strong. The next minute we in the bathroom crying, asking God for strength, asking God to strength before we say something that we don't mean. Listen, God help me. Help me in this moment, because sometimes it all come crashing down, especially when it comes with the kids. My kids got a more busy social calendar than I got, and I don't even handle a majority of it. Listen, we I thank God for my blended family, because it's multiple parents to help with multiple things. Because if it wasn't, Lord Jesus, I don't know about being able to make it, because the kids, they got basketball, they got football, they got track, they got homecoming, they got prom, they got, and man, it's so much that we running our kids jitney. I sound like an auntie for real. We running our kids around for. Sometimes it just gets overwhelming. And even in my portion of what I have to, what I do contribute, I find myself being like, okay, Jesus, like be a red bug, because I don't know if I'm gonna make it. So but our nature is to handle it all like that. As women, some of us as women of color, we raised to be strong, to handle it all, to make it happen. But sometimes that strength that we trying to exuberate, like it turned into survival mode. And survival mode is not God's best for us. Like we don't want to live like we surviving. I want to thrive. I don't want to live like I'm just surviving. Parenting with God means moving out of God. I'm sorry. Parenting with God means moving out of God. Help me instead. I'm sorry. Girl, y'all, I cannot see without my glasses on. I'm trying to read these notes. Parenting with God means God first means moving out of God. Help me instead. Help me moving out of God and saying, God, help me. I don't got this, is what it's telling us to say. Like, let God get in the way first. And Lord, I don't got this. I can't handle it. I can't do it. I'm in the send help right now. I'm in the bathroom crying. The kids out there, they want dinner. They just ate 2 hours ago, Lord. They hungry again. I'm tired. I got to get in here and do some work for my ministry here. I gotta go make these Bible study notes. I don't know what's going on, Lord. Help me. But parenting with God first means that I'm gonna get out the way, even though I'm overwhelmed. I'm gonna even give that to God. Lord, I can't right now. I'm overwhelmed. Help me. What to say? How do I respond to this boy when he tell me that I was afraid to talk to you, mom. I don't want to get no attitude and say, why you afraid to talk to me? I don't want to. I don't want to respond like that, because I don't know what I'm triggering for him. Our kids have a whole life apart from us. It's so much of our kids lives that we're not going to see, because they entitled to their own social circles. I try to be protective of my son. I'm gonna say I check his phone. Just he know that I pay that bill, so I do check the phone. But when he's in his social circles, when he have his certain groups, when he has conflict and things like that, I'm there for him, but I don't hover over him, because I know that he's carving out who his personality, who he is, what his little personality is. So I give him a lot of space to be who he is, and to learn his own mannerisms, to make his own decisions, and come to me if you want to talk about it later. But I pay attention to a lot more than he I pay attention to. But I say that because because I'm apart from a lot of his life, I have to be mindful that there are things that he's dealing with that I don't see. So I don't want to trigger him in a way that's harmful to something else that he going through that he may not have come and talked to me about. So I try to be real open. So I thank God that when I stopped and checked myself, I didn't respond about that lost phone with an attitude, because I don't know where that would have triggered him in his little experiences. So God is really helping me through checking myself to see where it affects my kids directly. Even certain responses. I have a blended family, and I love how God is teaching me even through the family that I have, because as a stepmom. And let me tell y'all, shout out to my kids' moms, because I love them down. My children do not know a life that I wasn't in. I've been in their life since they were little kids. They don't even remember me not ever being there. They always made space for me to love my kids and be in my kids' life. I never tried to overstep their moms in any way, and they never undermined me. I was always able to have my own relationship with each one of my kids individually. But in parenting, God is showing me is certain boundaries that I still have to respect, because I love my kids down, but I don't live in a house with them every day. So I have to respect their boundaries when I'm talking to them about certain things. And I still have to find ways to connect to them spiritually to make sure I'm depositing what God is giving me to deposit in them. That might not always look the same way it look on Jackson. I'm with Jackson every day. But in my blended family, God is showing me and stretching me in my parenting, because sometimes where I might say, don't do that, I can't say that, because I have to see how that play out and how God allows that to be. And God is stretching me as a mom to be able to learn more even about who my kids are individually, because I one thing that I had to learn is that just because a good method was used on you when you was growing up, that don't mean that that's a good method to use for a particular kid. It don't make it a bad method because it was used on you. But my parents raised me. My parents are not raising my children. So I gave, listen, whatever I got, I deserve. But there's some learning in my parenting that, like, because I know that to something to be a certain way at some point, that don't necessarily mean that it work on that particular kid. So God is putting me in situations where it's unfamiliar territory a little bit sometimes, because I have to be mindful of not just how I feel things should go as a parent, but I have to be mindful of what my daughter need as a daughter, like what she, and specifically what she need from me, because this might be something that her mom and dad already said. What can I bring to help be a safe space for her too? I'm not trying, and I don't try to make friends with my kids. I'm cool. My kids know I'm cool, so I don't got to be y'all friend. Y'all gonna like me regardless. I have to be safe, God told me, and I have to do the right thing. And so I just thank God that in my parenting, God has continued to grow me and stretch me, specifically in the family that He put me in, because I love that I'm learning more about my kids in my parenting by taking my cues from God. When God say, don't press too hard on that, I don't press too hard on it. And then He reveals to me why it was good for me not to, because I want my kids to have healthy child. I want their childhood to be healthy, because they're gonna have enough to fight the enemy. I'm not gonna be here their whole life. It ain't gonna always be a situation where you could call mama to say, "Mama, I lost my phone," or maybe you might not be able to get with your friends and get the scheme together to get the bus driver to bring the phone back. You gotta be 10 toes down and solid in your faith. I gotta make sure that I bridge the gap for my kids in the way that God is telling me to do it as a mother and as a mom. That means being God first in everything. God first in everything I do, everything I'm saying, checking me so that I don't get no attitude and respond in a way that's gonna hurt my baby later and make him not coming to me. Motherhood is really a ministry. It's the ministry that God gave specifically to us. It's if God, these kids are our specific assignments. God gave us to watch over them. Like, I'm responsible for each one of my kids that God let me be a part of their village. And the kids that connect with, like I said, I love kids in general. Like I always just been somebody who really loved and connected with kids. And I feel that that's helpful in how God is using me in this season of my life. But if I wasn't doing God, Mom, I still would be doing this exact same thing with my kids because I feel that motherhood is specifically my ministry. God trusted us with these babies, not because we perfect, but because He knew our heart and our heart, our story, our experiences, what we've been through. Everything is individually and uniquely designed for our story, for it to impact somebody else. So I think that motherhood is a specific ministry to us because God gave us these babies specifically. Parenting becomes easier when we stop trying to carry everything ourselves and we just let God lead what it is that we are trying to do, what it is that we're doing with our children, what it is that we are saying to them. I am a big advocate of praying about something, whether I understand it or whether I don't, when it comes to parenting. Because every day is a day I never seen before. Some situations look familiar, but some situations don't. But I'm very big about praying about things when they come up in my parenting conversations that I feel like I have to have with my son. We have a lot of morning talks, as y'all can see on the internet, and we talk things out a lot because I be wanting to know where his head is about things too. Because and how my I think our kids, the safer they feel, the more they'll talk to us. And that's the more that they talk to us, the more it gives us an opportunity to guide them and to nurture them, which is what we are responsible to do as mothers. But can you imagine how much more we can do and how much more we can grow in our children if we not only nurture them with things of the natural body and the natural life, but if we nurture them spiritually, if we knew the right things to give and to say to them, to make sure that they life and their relationship with God was natural and felt healthy. Like they have the game better than we. I think my son got the game a little bit better than me because I knew of God growing up. I couldn't pray like that. I wasn't listen. I wasn't gonna tell my mama I lost my phone, and I wasn't gonna pray about it either. I was gonna cry. So motherhood is really an opportunity for us to really disciple our children into a better future for themselves, because God trusted us with them, and we really, 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 really gotta remember that that is a big and job. God trusted us with a big job, and that say a lot about you, sis. Because who am I that God trusted me with this beautiful, these four awesome souls that God trusted me to be a part of the thing that fosters them, that helps them to rise into adulthood. Yes, God, what can I do? Help me, because it's scary. It's a scary journey, but it's so rewarding. It's so beautiful. It's a ministry that God gives specifically to you. And I know we don't always feel like we doing the right thing or we know the right thing or we saying the right things, but this is why we should partner up with God, because Proverbs 3 and 5 says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not unto your own understanding. It gets scary because sometimes we don't know what we doing. I don't is that just me? Is or somebody else? Sometimes I be like, bro, what? Like what's going on? My son only 8. I got older children that's teenagers. I got some graduated from high school. But again, like it's still some stuff that I'm like, I don't even know how to respond to this. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't even know how I'll respond to this in comparison. I will never get it off my own understanding. And off my own understanding in my past life, I made decisions that were harmful to me. I don't want to do that with my babies. I don't want to do that. I want to give them the best possible the best possible chance. So we partner with God, we become God moms, and we are at the forefront of our ministry, giving our kids the best possible chance by steering them in a God life first. That don't mean we perfect people. No, that just mean we really want to get this right. So we gonna try to do what we can to be the best possible versions of ourselves. But we do face some very real challenges as mothers. Like one of the things that we face, challenges that we face as mothers, is carrying everything alone. Um, we feel like we got to be strong 24/7, y'all. But even strong women need a safe place to fall. God is that place. And God has cultivated spaces like this for us to come and be safe as well. One of the things that I do with this motherhood ministry, God Mom, I don't, it's about the babies and the mamas. I can't leave the babies out. I can't leave the mamas out. Mamas need a safe space to get that stuff figured out. I don't need a lot of people judging me because they feel like I should. Listen, when growing up, one of the things I got so sick of hearing is people criticizing the way people raise their kids. Now she knows she don't need all that hair in her head. Like if she doing the best to do her baby hair, why are we criticizing that? Like now, I wouldn't have did that if that was mine. I wouldn't be doing. I wouldn't be doing that. Okay, and that's not yours. That's not. I used to get so frustrated with hearing people criticizing parenting of other people because number one, we don't know what other people's life experiences are. We don't know what they endured when they was growing up. But we only live from our own experiences. And so I wanted to create a space, even for myself, really, really for myself, as I'm journeying with Christ and I'm figuring out my stuff. I needed a safe space to do that. Somewhere people wasn't judging me, trying to tell me, oh, you wrong, you ain't supposed to be doing this, and you shouldn't look like that, or you should live like that. I don't need God is really changing my life. And in the process of being changed, I needed to have a safety where I could mess up and get try again, mess up and try again, like because you don't just get it right, you don't come perfect. And so when I was learning to try to stop shouldering everything, God created safe spaces for me, like this group that we in right now. I got really very close friend circles. I got amazing sisters who I call individually when I'm crashing out about certain things. Listen, like, and I got great spaces where I can fall apart and come back together. Like we need that as moms. We don't need to be in the spaces where we're constantly being judged for the things that we're not getting right. We we live in a judgmental kind of society right now because everything we do on social media is people are subject to put their opinion on it, which we can't stop. 'Cause, and we all get to have our own opinion. But in parenting, like we need safe spaces where we can figure this thing out, get this thing right. We need a safe space to go because that's a challenge. Uh, some women have a hard time trusting it. Listen, I ain't gonna say some women. That's me. I don't. My baby can't go everywhere. You can't trust everybody. You can't trust everybody parenting. I get it. I understand it. I have to get to a point, and I thank God that I got to this point with myself. Is I'm open to people helping me in my journey, because you can't trust everything everybody say, but I'm not judgmental for people who do it different. And I'm okay, even no matter how people feel about what I do with mine. But I'm learning to be open, and to learning and to seeing and to God's guidance, because sometimes God will expose me to certain things because He just need me to see it that way. And I thank God that He's helping me to be less, even myself, judgmental of the things that I do and see in the nature that we live in with this age of social media. Because I don't we already got enough things to face as mothers where we challenge, like fighting the opinions and the judgments of other people, carrying that by yourself. We don't got to do that now. Come over here and have Bible study with us, sis. We got a safe space over here for you because you carrying everything, because we don't do that over here. But another thing that another challenge that we face as mama is mom guilt and comparison. Social media will make you think that you are failing as a parent when you see certain things on Beyonce internet. It never fails. It'll make you judge yourself for what you do. It'll make you think twice about if you should be doing something, if you shouldn't be doing something based on what somebody posts or what somebody see. But God did not ask us to be perfect parents. I don't think that um I don't think that we give ourselves enough credit when we get to comparing ourselves. I do this, like if I compare myself to another something else that somebody else do as a parent. I've done this. Let me say this because it's not true if I say I do this, because this ain't something that I actively do. I When I became a mother, I was actually told that I could not have children. So I was already like, okay, God, you got jokes. But when I became a mother, um, one of the things that I knew that I didn't want to do was listen to people's opinions about what I should do as a mother. And I don't know why I felt like that, but I remember feeling like that very strongly. Like I really don't think that I want to listen to what anybody tell me I should or should not do with my son. I kind of want to just go and get out there and see how this go. Like I and when I used to kind of do my own thing, and it kind of looked a little bit different initially, my my sisters make fun of me all the time, y'all, because my son don't call me mama, he call me mom. I don't know why he do that. Like he just say mom. In our family, you know, you say like we say mama, we say mama, we say daddy. We country, we say daddy, mama, daddy. But my sister was like, bro, why does he call you mom? He's just so I didn't ever tell him to do that. It's just like this is the his natural origin of like how he talks. Like he just say he a mom kind of kid. Like I don't know. And I asked him, I was like, why don't you call me mama? You could say mom, you could say whatever. He said, that just sounds weird to me. But I joke about that now. Uh I joke about that because that was just something that he ended up picking up on his own. That was one of my little quirks about I didn't come into parenting with a rule book that I was trying to do anything like anybody else, because I found myself um, comparing what my parenting look like to other people's parenting, when I realized that okay, I'm a little bit different in how I talk to my son. I'm a little bit different in how I raise my, like I told y'all, I tried to get him to start calling me mama and he wouldn't. Like it wasn't something I pushed, but I just kind of walked in my own avenue, and sometimes that kind of looked a little bit like, okay, bruh, maybe I should do a little bit more. Maybe I should try a little bit harder. Maybe I should change up my method a little bit here, because I started to see certain things, and like I would see on social media, people doing certain things to their kids saying certain things, or kids, behaving a certain way, and I'm like, well, I don't want my baby to be cast out or different, but I thank God that I just continue to walk in my original mindset that God gave me, and just to be authentic with my parenting and not try to make it about what I was seeing anybody else do, because I used to do that. I used to look at other parents and try to see, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna stick with my first mind. I'm gonna do this the way that God put it in me to do it. Like I think that as a mom, I I am the adult that I feel like I needed when I was a kid. I don't feel like my parents was older, so I didn't have like a youthful like childhood with my parents. Like my parents was very involved in my life, but like, and they was playful. We did lots of things together, but like there was some areas, like I said, I've been a kid at heart my whole life. I feel like I wish my parents had filled some other gaps for me, and so I try to fill that with my son. And so I thank God that I just continue to be what God told me to be and authentic in my parenting, because looking at other things that I see in other people, that could have deterred who my son wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like as parents, sometimes we can force things on kids because we see it in other comparisons of the things that we do, and that's not really for who our kids are. And I'm not knocking nothing that nobody else do is wrong. I don't think that the way that I was parented was wrong at all. Again, like I said, my parents raised me, I'm raising my children, so it's just different people. So when we look at things like mom, like social media, comparing ourselves to other people, have mom get like, we can't really do the comparison game in in our parenting, because we not raising the same kids. I'm not saying that it's any. I'm saying that whoever your baby is, that's exactly who your baby is. Even my mom and daddy had 9 kids, and that's 9 different personalities. They parented each and every one of us different. I feel like because I was a little bit later down the line, my parents were able to be a little bit more hands off, because I had older sisters that was also looking out and taking care of me. My mama taught me how to cook. My daddy taught me how to feel loved. Like I had very good and proper experiences with my parents, and so I feel like as they gave me exactly what they needed to give me for being number 9 of 9. With my son, I feel like, and with I have to parent my kids individually because they're individual people. So like when I compare, like, okay, well, y'all didn't do this with my older sister. They couldn't do that with her. They was just learning to be parents. Our parents are different people in the ages that they have kids. So like when we're comparing ourselves to other parents, we don't have their experiences. We not doing they what we don't got their same children. So like we just have to be mindful of that comparison game when we jump off into that, because social media will have us thinking that it should look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way. The baby should look, no, no. Be authentic in who you are and let God lead that. I said that from the beginning. I just wanted to parent. I didn't want to do nothing that nobody else was telling me to do. At the time I was following my own agenda. Thank God that I didn't that didn't mess me up. But I, as a mother now, I'm really God led first in the things that I choose and I say and I do for my kids. Another challenge that we might face as moms is parenting through our own wounds. Sometimes our childhood tries to parent our children. That's why we need God to help us break generational patterns. I don't call this generational curses in my experience. I just call it generational patterns, because there's some things that I needed as the parent that as a child, that my parents gave to me, but it's something different for my son. Like there's certain things that I don't adapt from my own upbringing, because that's not what is needed for my son. He's a different person. He's a different being. So I just thank God that I don't let the choices of my past, my own generational wounds, holes I feel like I might have had in certain areas, I don't let that reflect in my parenting. I come from a space of really God helping me to see what Jackson need in a moment, what my other children need in a moment. Like I said, sometimes being a step parent, I can't go in full on. Like I have to wait and see and assess and see what my kids need, because their mom and dad are the forefront and they have to be. That's your mom and daddy. Yeah, we gonna check and find out what's going on, and then how can I meet a need too? Because I consider myself, I love the word bonus mom, because you get this, it's like an extra life. Because and I'm coming with Jesus. But I love the word. I love when they to be referred to as a bonus mom, because my kids got they got an incredible dad, they got incredible moms. So when it comes to me, I have to come in and of parenting from my own experiences, not my own wounds. What do my daughter need from me in this moment, based on what my daughter need, not based on what my mama would have taught me to say to her. My mama didn't come from a my mama. Her family wasn't blended. Mine is, and that's why I said generational patterns. It's just we are entitled to our own experiences. We don't have to raise our children in the same way that we feel like we were raised. I'm not saying there was nothing wrong with it. I don't want to say, yeah, well, she said she wasn't raised right. I was raised right, y'all. Every single thing that was poured into me, I needed to be the version of myself that I can be right now for my son and my children. They needed that from me. They needed me to be there. And your husband too. And my husband too. My husband coming in. My husband too. Yeah, we really needed it for him. That man crazy. But yeah, when we face real life challenges, challenging as mamas, parenting through our own wounds. Our own wounds definitely show up in our parenting. We also face the challenge of fear and the challenge of worry. We worry about our kids' safety. We worry about their future. We worry about their heart. We worry about their choices. But we cannot raise our kids on worry. And this is something that can only free us if we give it to God, because we never stop being concerned about our kids. Like I'll sometimes try to give my son um just I try to let him grow up, and I try to determine when it's time to let him grow up. At school drop off, I don't go right in front of the door. I park in the parking lot, so he have the opportunity to walk up the sidewalk. So it make him feel like, okay, I'm walking up here, I'm doing my own thing, I'm going in, I'm going to the bus. Like becoming a little man child. He handling his own business. Sometimes it'd be hard for me to pull off, y'all, and I sit in that parking lot and I wait until he get in that door because there's a little bit of a waiting space. He's out there with other kids and other parents that he's waiting and hanging out. He got his little crew, he hang out. But sometimes I sit and watch because it's hard for me not to worry. I know you good. I know the school officials here. I know you taking care of yourself. I gotta trust you. But we always have a little bit of worry about our kids, and we worry, and we want to make sure that they okay. That's something that we can only free ourselves of if we give it to God and He return that with peace. We put our faith down, we lay our faith down, we pray for them, we cover them, we give them up to God. Like we can, that's a part of parenting that you cannot get through if you don't give it to God. So we have to parent in those areas where we're challenged at with a God first mentality. If we're dealing with trying to carry everything on our own, if we're dealing with mom guilt and comparison, mom guilt. I ain't even talk about a lot about that, about feeling like you're not doing enough or you're not good enough, or I wish I knew more. It's some stuff that we're not gonna be able to put our hands on as parents. And we can't beat ourselves up in guilt about that. Like God has to be able to show us it's a gap here. You only could do so much, mama. You need me to reach this other part. There's areas in my son's life that I know I'm only gonna reach through God because Jackson might not invite me there. My older children, they teenagers. You think I know everything about what they got going on? No, but I put them kids before God every day, whether they know it or like it or not. And the kids are prayed for. Before I started the school year, I went to the high school, prayed over the high school parking lot, drove around that parking lot and prayed over my kids' high school because I don't know what your social circles is doing when I'm not here. I went to the elementary school, drove around the parking lot, prayed over my son's school, prayed over the teachers because, Lord, I'm dropping the kids off here. I need you to be with them. We can't carry everything and do everything. We have to go into our parenting with a God first mindset because we don't want to be beat down and tired and rugged and all worn out because then we can't even get to the fun part of the relationship with the kids because we tired and mad. If I really feel like if I would have jumped down my son's throat, which would have been my first mind because I was frustrated about that phone. I really feel like I would have hurt something in our little day that day, like in our experience. Like he would have been like, "Yeah, I ain't telling mama nothing because yeah, she pray y'all, but she do get mad." I did get mad about the phone. I got mad about the phone because I'm like, my mind immediately jumped to, okay, he done lost the phone. I gotta replace it. I gotta do it. Trying to do everything and not give things to the Lord, it put us in a situation that'll trigger us on another end. Now I'm not really mad about him losing the phone. I'm mad about replacing the phone, but that caused a discord between me and my kid. Now he can't trust me as safe. And our kids need safe spaces. We need safe spaces. Our kids for sure need safe spaces. Like our kids need areas where they can really be open and honest and authentic with us because that's how we're able to really, really reach and connect them and stuff that maybe they might not have ordinarily talked to us about. What areas in our parenting do we need God to step into first? I'm going to tell you in our discipline. We want to respond, not react. We want correction that builds, not breaks. I thank God that He intervened before I responded about that phone. I can't say that enough because I don't know in what manner my frustration might have tried to carry off on me. Because all you got to do is get a devil a foothold. The Bible does tell us that we can be angry but sin not. We get frustrated, but we don't live there. We want to produce peace, joy, love. These are the things we want to produce out of our life by consulting God when we come into a situation where we challenge. I can get frustrated, but I can't stay in frustration, because if I stay there, here go the devil with his little bald head, ugly tail self trying to get a little foothold and work iniquity through our relationships with our kids. Because in our discipline, that's we really got to check ourselves, because boy, I know you didn't try me like that, but let me calm down and think about what the problem is here. Let's talk about not just the fact that you did wrong. Let's talk about how we got here, and let me pray about how I'm feeling that you done pushed me to. I never discipline my kids when I'm upset. I gotta go pray about that thing, because discipline is love, and I want you to know that this is coming because you put yourself in a situation where you was not safe. I tell my son all the time, I trust you with the thing that I care about most in this world, and that's your life. So if I have to trust you with you, so you have to be doing the right thing. I'm trusting you with my baby. We talk about that a lot. So I have to really pray when it comes to discipline, and really get to the point of explaining to my kids, this is why I have to lay the hammer down. Because if you continue to not listen or yield yourself in this area where I'm telling you this is harmful to you, and you ain't gonna put my baby in harm's way. So when it comes to discipline, it's really something that we have to pray on so that we can respond in a way that exhibits love, because God don't beat us down like that when we do something wrong. Come here, let me help you. Come on, let me tell you where you wrong at, and let me help you get better. That's the same kind of experience I want to have with my children. So areas that we have to have God to step in right away, discipline, and then making decisions for their lives, school, friendship, boundaries, activities. We need God's wisdom for all of that. I recently started talking to my son about his feelings in a way that in a way that even for me, I'm like, okay, maybe he a little bit too young for this, but I don't think so. My son 8 years old, and he really open and honest. I make space for him to do that. And he's starting to talk to me a little bit more about girls. And so I'm like, okay, man, like I'm never encouraging my son, like, oh yeah, go get you a girl. We don't do that. That's not what I believe that is the right thing to do. But I also believe it's the wrong thing to turn my son away when he's talking to me about feelings that I think that he think is private. So in areas where our kids are choosing to be open and honest with us, especially about who they in a social circle, maybe it's a boy or a girl they like. We got to start listening and getting information and talking specifically to our kids. I have to guide my son and let him know, like, just because you like a girl doesn't mean that this is a girlfriend type situation. Maybe this just is a friend that you want to play more games with on Roblox. Maybe this is somebody you want to find out what their order is at McDonald's. Like, y'all can compare if y'all like the same things. Guidance to help our kids navigate feelings that are very new and unfamiliar to them. Like, because we see it as, okay, this too soon, this too much. We want to, because I mean, like, a girl, you got a who? But I'm God. I had to invite God into that space right away and say, okay, God, how can I talk to him and give him a healthy understanding of just what these feelings look like, and have him be comfortable, and start to talk to him healthily about relationships, because he got a mom and daddy. He know his daddy my boo. He always say, y'all always hugging up and hugging and kissing, and I love him. So he see a healthy relationship in front of him, and as he's starting to grow and starting to see, like, I want to be the influence. I want his dad to be the influence over the conversation of even healthy, because when they get to really start to having a little young teenage relationships, you think he gonna be coming to me for relationship advice? Probably not. I need to get it in where I fit in, and I want you to have a healthy understanding right away of expectations, trust, respect, love, like things, and at a pace that's suited to you being a child. Like, I don't ever want to shy away from conversations where my kids are making decisions for their lives and they're giving me space to intervene and help. Like, God, help me get this right, because when it comes to decisions that they make for their lives, like, we need God's wisdom guiding us into what to say to them. Like listen, like I told y'all, I got kids that's getting ready to come out of high school. Like the next thing I know, people gonna be knuckling down, getting serious. Like I don't want to wait until my daughter is older when she get all the say so over what she do, and I haven't given her guidance in a way of talking to her in a level that she can understand what respect and love and gentleness and kindness looks like when it comes to her getting into a relationship that's serious. And even with my son, like not just I always teach my son like, hey baby, I can't tell you how to be a man, but I can teach you how to be a good person. But I also can teach you some stuff about women and things that you can do as a man and that you can expect as a man from a woman who loves and cares about you. I think that that's healthy conversation to have with our kids so they have a healthy understanding, because that's something that they're going to grow into anyway. So like when our kids are coming to us and they safely opening up to us about feelings and things that they're going through in their social circles, like we have to stop and listen. I get so my son, he come and tell me everything about what happened at school, run everything down, who said what, who did what. And I find myself always making time to listen because I don't know what's important to him and what's not. I know I get sick of hearing about the kids because Jack's like, I know everybody and what they got going on, but I don't never turn him away from talking to me about it because I don't know what's important to him and what's not. And I want to be able to guide him when he making decisions that might be not necessarily something that might not be none of my business, but he might trust me to come to me. So God, help me in this area of my parenting when it's time to helping my kids make decisions for their lives, when my kids is dealing with school, friendships, boundaries, activities. We really need God's wisdom and his guidance in that area. Also, God, we need your guidance when it comes to our emotions. Sometimes we feel drained, we feel tired, overwhelmed. I just want to go get in the bed and watch SWAT. I'm not trying to talk to nobody. I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm frustrated. The phone, I still think the phone lost. The phone done got lost. I got a car, Xfinity. I know what I'm gonna do to get this phone. Sometimes we be overwhelmed, frustrated, and things just be going on. We just be tired. Our roles are heavy. Not that no, not that roles in the other and other people's roles are not. I mind my own business, and I got a lot of business, and so I be tired. And so sometimes I just get to where I just don't be feeling like it. Lord, help me manage my big emotions because my kids might come to me and they might need something, or they might want to talk, or they might want to talk to me or do something. Like listen, help me keep myself under subjection because we don't want that to spill out onto our kids. Sometimes we feel those things, tired, drained, overwhelmed. Motherhood will expose where we need to have grace. Like we motherhood really exposes some things in us. Like I said, that God reveals to help us get better. God showed me, bro, you was about to get real upset about that phone. You had an attitude. Like I saw you. Like, so thank God my son prayed. But God showed me, yeah, you gotta check yourself and you gotta get there quicker. He prayed before you did. And another place where we need to invite God into our parenting first is breaking generational patterns, raising kids to be emotionally healthy, spiritually grounded, and loved out loud. I want to make God a very practical part of my son's everyday life. I do that by walking in my spiritual journey out loud. It ain't no secret. My son on Sundays, my church is online, it's global. So I a lot of times wear my headphones and I'll be watching the TV, but it be coming through my headphones as to not disrupt the rest of the house. Cause I be walking through that living room screaming, yelling, crying. My son coming there and he like, oh, mom's just praising the Lord. He'll go back out. But I want my kids to see me out loud. Worshiping God. I talk to my kids about the Lord on a regular, like talk about Bible stories. We learn things about the Bible in just a really natural way because I want them to make God a part of their everyday practical life. And that's just a pattern that I'm laying down for my children. But we have to ask God to come into even the patterns that we create. Lord, don't let me be putting nothing on my kid that's going to be harmful to him in the future. Check me in my mannerisms because I don't want to be putting something on my kids that they don't have to heal from. And parenting changes us as women. It really does. Like I said, it exposes us, it grows us, it humbles us, it softens us. Ugh, I'm so soft now, y'all. It strengthens our identity and it teaches us about God's love. Girl, kids will show you real quick where you need Jesus. They'll show you. Like I used to um early on in my parenting, I had to really figure out what discipline looked like for my son. Because I think the first couple of times I really had to come down on him, I did it in a place where I was really upset. And his response was it was in a way that really hurt me. I really felt like I didn't have the right methods initially when it was coming to discipline my son, because I was disciplining when I was angry, because that's like when I get all riled up, I'm riled up, and I'm learning that you gotta you gotta work through you before you even come to deal with him. And I only could work through me by bringing myself to God first, because I was doing things through my emotion. Like when I teach my son to manage your big emotions, that started with me. God talked to the 10-year-old me that's in there. Like I said, I feel like at heart, I'm still a 10-year-old girl in some mannerisms, the way I'm just um whimsical in my manner and just in my spirit. Um, God talked right to me and said, you got to check that. And you can't say a word to him unless you check that and get that under subjection. So manage your big emotions was a lesson God gave to me to check me, because we can't afford to get that wrong on our children. The kids will expose where we need to heal. Cause girl, why you so upset about that? Why that bother you so much, mom? Like, why do you care so much? Kids will show kid our parenting show us this thing, just show us that things about ourselves that we need to, especially because as a mama, I'm paying a lot more close attention now to my things. I don't want my kid to have to heal from a childhood that I was supposed to create for him. So like when I get mad about something, I really be trying to check myself to find out, okay, girl, why you so mad about this? Why you finna go off? Like I said about that phone, man, this boy done lost his phone. I gotta get this phone replaced. I gotta take care of this. I gotta do this. And I thank God that I internalized all that stuff as a conversation with the Lord before I let that spill over into my kid, because we gotta check our stuff, because our parenting will expose the shortcomings in us as they're coming out on our kids. And then if we're parenting in a God first manner, God will reveal where we really need to be healed of some of these things where it comes out in our children. And we need to create a safe space for them. Mama, be a safe space for your kids. A child who feels safe, they'll talk more to you, they'll trust you more, they'll hide less from you, and they'll run home first. I want to be the one you call when you in trouble, because that's how I want you to do the Lord. Call me when you in trouble. Don't say I'm not gonna call my mom because I don't want my mom to get upset. I want you to call me when you in trouble. I want to be the first call. And our kids, if they're loved correctly and they have a safe space with us, they won't look for love in the wrong places. I'm so thankful for God just accepting me authentically, because who I am is who I am with my son. And one of the things I want my son to know is that, like, bro, nobody gonna love you the way your mama do. When I say like 10, baby, that's my dog. My kids know. Listen, I will catch the case behind y'all. Call me. Girl, they at the high school doing what? Call me. Like, I want my kids to know that they have safety with me. You don't have to go out there trying to find any other love to validate you, because you got that at home first. You don't have to go out there trying to get your respect at home anywhere else. You got that respect at home first. I'm with you. I got you. And I love that God is helping me not only create a safe space for my kids, but he's allowing them to create a safe space for me as well, because I don't got all the the tricks of the trade to motherhood. God is helping me figure out as I'm going. So they're creating a safe space with me as well as we are journeying together because we own this thing together. It ain't just me and my motherhood journey. I'm practicing on my four kids too. So I thank God that they also create a safe space for me because we are the first example of God's love to our kids. We're the first example of God's love that our kids see. Safety, when we create safe spaces, safety equals connection, and then connection equals influence, and influence equals impact. So the more that we create a safe space, the more of an impact we eventually have on who our kids, not just who they are right now, but the version of themselves that they become. So we really, really, really got to be creating safe spaces for our children. And I think that that's one of the biggest things as a godmom that I work on as far as getting the word into my kids. That's a no brainer. But being safe for them to be able to know that they can come to me, I'm very intentional about creating that for my kids. This week, Mama, we're gonna do some work. I want you to do one thing each day to practice trusting the process for um, parenting God first. We're going to parent God first. Morning prayer, you're going to pray, God be in my parenting today. Or pause before responding. When triggered, breathe and pray before reacting. Affirm your child every day. Speak life into them on purpose. Compliment them. Tell them, what, listen, our kids, our words go a long way with them, whether they're good or whether they're bad. I find little ways just to compliment my kids, joke with them, play with them, just because I want them to know that this is the atmosphere that's safe for them, that they can do so, like that they're loved, that they're appreciated. Affirm your kids, get them compliments, just for nothing. Okay, you look cute today. All right, come on, fit check. I like to tell myself, okay, the fit looking all right. Listen, the fit don't always be looking all right, but you can't tell him nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like he feel like he his best self. Just because I affirmed him. Who's affirming them matters. So if we are the ones who are giving that and pouring that to our kids and giving that back to them, they won't need to get that from some other avenue because that's coming to them at home, and they'll have a high esteem of themselves when they feel like man, I don't care what you say. My mama said my outfit look good, and you better go on, baby, because you do. But affirm your child daily this week. Speak life into them on purpose. Ask for God's wisdom. Pray over your decisions you normally rush to do. So if you normally rush to do something, ask for God's wisdom this week. Just try to stop and pray over decisions that you normally just handle on your own when it comes to your parenting. Pray before you respond, because just because we start living a God first life don't mean our kids ain't gonna not give us no problems. If they, kids gonna be kids, or life gonna life, things gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? So we still have to handle things, discipline, take care of our kids, and chastise them in ways we do. Pray before you do that. Ask God to come into the situation before you get frustrated, or even if you're frustrated, Lord, calm me down, help me think this through. Ask God for wisdom. Pray over your decisions, pray over your discipline, and one gentle moment per day is what we asking you to have. Have one gentle moment per day. Be intentionally soft once a day, even if you didn't grow up with gentleness. I had a combination of both types of parenting. And I do a combination of both types of parenting. Um, just because of who my son is. But I do know that gentle moments, they are effective. But people say gentle parenting don't work. Gentle moments are effective. One gentle moment per day, a moment where you could go in strong, but don't. And see how that switch it up for your kids. Do what work for you. I'm not telling you what type of mama to be. I'm telling you that if you invite God into your parenting first and foremost, I know what type of mama you can be. You could be a godmom. And I believe that I want that for all of us. Sis, God trusted you with your child, not another woman, not another mama. You don't gotta be perfect at what you're doing. You don't have to raise these kids off the strength that you got alone. You don't have to do that. You don't have to heal alone, and you don't have to figure it all out alone. You are mothering with God, and when God steps in, His grace always fills the gaps. You're doing better than you think, and your kids are blessed to have you. So remember that. If you want to pray a prayer over yourself this week, I do have a prayer that we can pray. Or you can read that prayer silently off the notes. We have the notes over here. I'll share the notes online because I realize if you're online, you can't see the notes. You only can see them if you're on a Zoom call. Let me read the prayer. If there's a prayer that you want to say over yourself this week, this is the prayer that we do have in the notes. Lord, thank you for trusting us with these children. Teach us to parent with you, not without you, and give us wisdom where we're unsure and patient. Give us wisdom where we're unsure, patience where we're stretched, and grace where we feel like we've fallen short. Make our spaces safe for our kids, places of love, peace, and protection. Heal the parts of us that heal, that hurt, and help us break every unhealthy pattern. Lead us every day as we lead our children. In Jesus' name, amen. I am going to pray before we go out tonight, but before I get ready to pray us out, I just want to open the floor. If mama's on here, if y'all have anything y'all want to share, want to add, any prayer requests that y'all want to put on. I know we're a little long tonight. I'm sorry about that. Oh, the chat going up. I didn't even see the chat tonight. Do anybody have any prayer requests that they want to add in? Oh, you love the lesson, Siobhan, girl. Yes. Parenting, motherhood. It is motherhood is ministry. It is ministry. Yeah. I'm gonna get the playback ready for y'all. I am praying for all of y'all. I know we ain't putting nothing in the chat, but let me tell you, um, can't nobody do this job but you. And some days it be hard to do the job. I don't care how old your kids get. I don't care. Because some days you just don't know what to do. You still figuring it out. And so I'm praying for each and every mom that she continues to walk with her head up high and give God a chance to partner with you in your parenting because everything that we're doing on our own, we can be doing with God's strength and have peace and be able to enjoy the journey that we own. Like when I say y'all, I love being a mama. Like it is just the joys, the things that are hard. Like I love everything about it. Because I can't wait for my kids to be able to look back. Yep, I got mamas chiming in me too. The kids be able to look back when they become parents um and they step into this type of relationship with their kids. They love that, and like the relationship they have, the closest. Like I really putting down roots with my kids because of the people I know that they can become. Like I love everything about parenting. I love that God trusted me to be a mother. I love the relationship that I have with my kids, and just watching their lives grow up and watching them turn into just healthy little people, healthy young adults. Like it's just it's the selfish part of me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll help raise that. Like I love that for me, but I also love it for them because they're becoming incredible little humans. And it's just so fulfilling to watch. So God, however it is that you need to bless us to step back and let you step in so that we can make sure that we raising these babies to be the best possible version of themselves. I'm praying for God to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and pray us out because we've been here so long. Thank y'all for sticking out with me. It's 7:30. I apologize for the length, but I'm praying each and every woman that's on this call. Dear kind and gracious Heavenly Father, Lord God, thank you so much for your love and your kindness and your grace and your strength, Lord. Thank you for the strength that you continue to deposit into us. day in and day out for us to be able to meet each and every role that we have to meet, for us to be in each and every space that we have to be in, Lord. We can't operate on our own strength for the things that you've called us to do. So, Lord, I thank you for your strength. I thank you for your love. Lord, I thank you for this journey of motherhood. I thank you for the trust that you put into each and every one of us, for the lives that you have us watching over, for the little lives that you have us growing and building. Thank you, Lord, for your trust that you put into us, to watch over these babies, Lord. And I'm asking that you to continue to give us the strength that we need to walk in our journeys so that we can be everything that we need to be where our families are concerned, where our kids are concerned, Lord. Help us to be able to be mindful of them in the spaces where we need to take a step back from our own personal experience and see things through the lens of what's best for them, Lord. Give us the right guidance as to what to say, how to say it, when to say it, when not to say it, when to say it. Lord, give us the right guidance for us to be able to pour into our kids the things that they need in the moment. Help us heal from our own things so that we don't have to put that on our children. Let us not parent through our own experiences of our own pain. Let us not parent through our what we think of our own opinions is right for us, but let us see our children for who they really are. And you show us, Lord, what they need and how we can best be suited to give them that, to present them with that. Lord, watch over our babies when they're away from us, when they're not around us, when they're in their social circles, when they're navigating their own little lives. Lord, help us deposit the right things into our babies so that when they're stepping out in the world, apart from us, they're able to navigate life in a way that's safe and healthy for themselves. Cover them as they have experiences, even in their own, in schools, when they go into school, Lord, when they navigate in their social circles at school, online, in social media, when they're around their friends, when they at their jobs, when they go into college, wherever they may be, Lord. I'm asking that you cover them when they are who we don't see them to be. Because sometimes our kids, Lord, are more authentic away from us than they are with us, Lord. So I'm asking you to cover them in every space that they are in every situation that they're facing, Lord. I'm asking you to cover our children, be there for them. And also, Lord, give us the right way to speak to them, to let them know that they're always open and safe to be able to come to us. Let us be able to speak to them in a manner that invites them to share and not push them away, Lord. Let us be open to being able to acknowledge our shortcomings so we can fix that in us so that we can be a better space for our children. Because sometimes, Lord, we carry things not knowing that it's harmful to our kids, but in order for us to be able to grow them into the best possible version of themselves, we got to eliminate some stuff that ain't good for us. And sometimes it's hard to address our own stuff, but I'm asking, Lord, that you help us help ourselves first so that we can help our babies. Help us to be able to address the things within our own hearts so that don't pour out in our parenting. Lord, show up in our discipline. Show up when we have guilt. Show up in our emotions. Show up when it's time to give out advice. Show up when it's time for us to help our kids figure out what's the right thing to do and touch us so that we can come from a place that's not harmful to them but helpful to them. So I'm asking you, Lord, cover each and every mama as she's walking in her journey, as she's doing what it is that you call her to do in this ministry called motherhood. Cover and protect each and every mama and each and every baby that's connected to hearing this tonight. I'm asking you, Lord, to take us from this place, but never from your presence, and be with us again until at the next appointed time. In Jesus' name, amen.